The arrival of the British summer brings with it a unique sense of anticipation that is felt far beyond the borders of the United Kingdom. Centering on a historic southwestern suburb of London where history and modern athletic excellence merge every single year. For generations, the pristine grass courts of the All England Lawn Tennis and Croquet Club have stood as the ultimate cathedral of sportsmanship, a place where tradition is not merely preserved but actively lived through strict aesthetic protocols, meticulous preparation, and an unspoken code of conduct that governs players and spectators alike. As the gates open for the annual championships, the air fills with a familiar blend of crisp morning breeze, the scent of freshly cut ryegrass, and the collective murmur of thousands of enthusiasts gathering from every corner of the globe to witness history in the making. This is an arena where legends are forged under the unpredictable British skies, where the heavy weight of sporting heritage presses upon every single athlete stepping onto the courts, and where the audience itself becomes part of a grand, living tapestry that dates back to the late 19th century. It is this profound sense of continuity that makes the tournament much more than a simple sequence of tennis matches, transforming it instead into a seasonal ritual that captures the imagination of millions who follow its daily dramas, its sudden triumphs, and its deeply moving human stories. At the heart of this grand summer ritual lies a phenomenon that is uniquely British and entirely central to the spirit of the tournament, known universally to tennis enthusiasts as the famous Wimbledon queue. Long before the morning sun begins to illuminate the vast expanses of Wimbledon Park, thousands of dedicated fans assemble in the early hours, pitching tents and enduring chilly overnight temperatures just to secure a coveted grounds pass that grants them access to the sacred outer courts. These individuals, holding their numbered cue cards like precious relics, represent the absolute, purest form of devotion to the sport, creating a temporary, vibrant community bound together by shared anticipation, hot flasks of tea, and the collective hope of catching a glimpse of their sporting heroes. It is this profound connection between the event and its most passionate supporters that elevates the entire experience, creating an atmosphere of democratic enthusiasm where ordinary citizens and extraordinary figures occasionally cross paths in the most unexpected ways. If you appreciate these deep insights into the rich history and hidden dynamics of major global events, taking a brief moment to subscribe to this channel ensures you will remain fully connected with our ongoing coverage as we explore the remarkable narratives shaping our world today. Within this sea of waiting spectators, an extraordinary energy began to build on the fourth day of the championships, setting the stage for an encounter that would completely redefine what the fans expected from their long, sleepless night under the stars. To truly understand the magnetic pull of this institution, one must look beyond the baseline rallies and the immaculate lawns to the deep, historical threads that bind the British royal family to the very fabric of the All England Club. For well over a century, royal patronage has provided a steady anchor for the tournament, elevating its status from a prestigious national championship to a global cultural phenomenon of unparalleled elegance and social significance. This enduring relationship is visible not only in the pristine structure of the royal box on centre court, where dignitaries and heads of state gather in formal attire, but also in the subtle, respectful protocols that dictate how players acknowledge the royal representatives upon entering the arena. The presence of royalty at the tournament has always signaled something grander than mere attendance. It represents a validation of peak human achievement, a celebration of national pride, and a continuation of a cultural legacy that has survived world conflicts and rapid societal transformations. Over the years, certain members of the monarchy have developed an especially profound bond with the sport, transforming their official duties into genuine expressions of personal passion and active engagement with the public, thereby bridging the traditional gap between the crown and the community in a way that feels both dignified and remarkably accessible. As the current tournament advanced into its fourth day, the atmospheric tension within the grounds reached a fascinating crescendo. Driven not just by the fierce competition unfolding across the multiple outside courts, but by an underlying sense of expectancy that something truly unusual was about to transpire. The traditional expectations of a standard royal visit usually involve a formal arrival, a direct progression to the elite enclosures, and a structured sequence of greetings far removed from the bustling crowds of ordinary spectators waiting in line. However, the true essence of modern royal engagement lies in the ability to break away from rigid scripts and connect directly with the raw energy of the public, a philosophy that was illustrated in a spectacular fashion on this particular morning. Onlookers who had spent the entire night huddled in sleeping bags and discussing tennis statistics suddenly found themselves at the center of an unfolding narrative that would rapidly become the talking point of the entire summer season. Far away from the quiet dignity of the inner sanctuaries, an unexpected figure was preparing to step directly into the lively, unpredictable environment of the public queue, initiating a series of events that would leave seasoned tournament officials, international journalists, and everyday sports fans utterly spellbound by a masterclass in public grace and physical resilience. The quiet hum of the early morning queue in Wimbledon Park was suddenly transformed into a scene of pure astonishment when the Princess of Wales made her highly anticipated, unannounced appearance at the championships, sending a wave of excitement through the thousands of dedicated tennis enthusiasts who had gathered since the dawn hours. Stepping directly into the vibrant heart of the public crowds, Catherine chose to forego the traditional insulated path usually reserved for high-profile figures, opting instead to immerse herself in the authentic democratic experience of the legendary tournament queue. Dressed with effortless elegance in a striking blue linen suit paired with a classic white top, the 44-year-old princess perfectly balanced royal dignity with a relaxed summer aesthetic, shielding her eyes from the bright July sun with a pair of sleek Ralph Lauren sunglasses. Her hair was pulled back into a sophisticated, practical ponytail, highlighting an exquisite pair of drop earrings featuring a magnificent oval royal blue gemstone that captured the light as she walked. For the fans who had spent the night camping in tents or standing for hours on the dew-covered grass, the sight of the princess approaching them with a genuine, radiant smile was an unforgettable reward for their loyalty, instantly dissolving the fatigue of their long vigil and replacing it with an atmosphere of celebratory delight. Moving down the line of eager spectators, Catherine demonstrated her signature ability to connect deeply and authentically with people from all walks of life, stopping frequently to engage in warm, unhurried conversations that left an indelible impression on everyone she encountered. In a series of wonderfully spontaneous moments that bypassed rigid royal protocol, she eagerly agreed to pose for selfies with starstruck members of the public, affectionately placing her arm around one visibly thrilled woman who was carefully balancing her smartphone in one hand and her precious, numbered cue card in the other. The princess radiated warmth as she checked in on the well-being of the fans, asking them about their favorite players, their predictions for the tournament, and how they had managed to survive the chilly overnight temperatures in the park. Approaching two young, wide-eyed children who were standing excitedly with their parents, Catherine leaned down to their eye level, smiling warmly as she asked if they were big tennis fans, to which the children could only nod and grin in absolute awe. Her natural ease and genuine curiosity turned what could have been a brief, formal walkthrough into a deeply personal celebration of the community that makes this sporting event so distinct, illustrating why her presence at the tournament remains one of the most beloved highlights of the British summer calendar. The surprise interaction reached a fascinating new level when the Princess of Wales walked directly into the tournament ticket office, stepping behind the counter to actively assist the staff in handing out grounds passes to the fans who had finally reached the front of the line. For an unsuspecting tennis enthusiast, purchasing a ticket from the princess herself was nothing short of a surreal dream. A moment captured perfectly as Catherine handed over the passes with a cheerful remark, overhead telling two delighted attendees to have a truly wonderful and fun time at the matches. This hands-on participation highlighted her deep respect for the operational side of the historic club and her desire to share in the everyday experiences of the tournament's most dedicated supporters. While handing out the tickets, the conversation with the public frequently shifted to another remarkable feat the princess had achieved just days prior, a grueling physical endeavor that had already captured the nation's attention and admiration. One well-wishing attendee took the opportunity to loudly congratulate her on successfully completing the intense Three Peaks challenge over the weekend, a comment that brought a modest but proud smile to Catherine's face, highlighting a completely different side of her extraordinary character. This grueling endurance event, which she had completed solo just last Saturday night, is widely regarded as one of the ultimate physical tests in the United Kingdom, demanding an immense amount of stamina, mental fortitude, and sheer athletic determination. The challenge requires participants to climb the highest peaks of Scotland, England, and Wales within an incredibly tight timeframe, involving a total walking distance of 23 miles, a staggering 10,005 feet of vertical climbing, and a grueling driving distance of approximately 462 miles between the mountains. Supported on the treacherous mountain routes by specialized mountain rescue teams, the princess pushed through the extreme physical exhaustion entirely on her own merit, finally completing the historic trek at the base of Mount Snowdon in Wales, where her proud family was waiting to meet her at the finish line, because no other member of the British royal family is believed to have ever completed this monumental endurance challenge. Catherine's triumph stands as an extraordinary royal first, adding a profound layer of physical resilience and personal achievement to her public persona as she stood before the crowds at the tennis championships. After completing her heartwarming duties at the ticket office and sharing laughs with the crowd, the Princess of Wales decided to make a dramatic and highly unusual break from established royal tradition, choosing not to take her customary seat inside the prestigious luxury of the royal box on centre court. Instead, she chose to experience the raw, intimate energy of the outer arenas, walking out toward the bustling walkways of the grounds to support the rising generation of British sporting talent on the smaller, less formal courts. Accompanied by the former British #1 tennis star Tim Henman and the accomplished chair of the All England club Deborah Jevons, Catherine made her way past the iconic, crowded slopes of Henman Hill, where hundreds of fans were watching the big screens. Along the path, she crossed paths with 77-year-old Maurice Jones, a retired building surveyor from Epping, who was completely caught off guard by the encounter as the princess paused to have a pleasant conversation with him. The delighted pensioner later recalled how Catherine had asked him which specific courts and players he was planning to watch that afternoon, to which he replied that he had secured seats on #1 court, leading the princess to kindly wish him a wonderful time and remark that it was a truly beautiful day for the sport. The group eventually arrived courtside at court 18, taking their places in the standard spectator seating rather than behind the protective barrier of an elite enclosure. creating an electric atmosphere among the fans who suddenly found themselves sitting just a few feet away from the future Queen. They had come specifically to cheer on 23-year-old British wildcard Arthur Ferry, an up-and-coming home favourite who was facing a fierce and challenging match against the formidable Finnish player Otto Virtanen. Watching the intense, high-velocity action unfold from such a close vantage point, Catherine appeared completely enthralled by the power and strategy displayed on the grass, mirroring the tension and excitement of the surrounding crowd with every hard-fought point and dramatic baseline rally. Sitting side by side with Tim Henman, she could be seen analysing the technical nuances of the match, discussing service speeds, court coverage and tactical adjustments as the young British player fought valiantly under the pressure of the home crowd. This decision to immerse herself in the intense atmosphere of the outside courts not only demonstrated her genuine, deep-seated love for the sport of tennis itself, but it also underscored her enduring commitment to shining a bright, powerful spotlight on the promising future stars of British sports, leaving the spectators on Court 18 absolutely mesmerised by a day of tennis that had already surpassed all expectations. Following the thrilling sporting action on Court 18, the Princess of Wales continued her extensive tour of the tournament grounds by heading over to Wimbledon's Modern Media Centre, turning her attention toward the vital community initiatives that operate quietly behind the scenes of the world's most famous tennis championships. Inside the facility, Catherine spent significant time meeting with the young members of the Shine Camera Club, an innovative and highly impactful creative photography program designed specifically to support, inspire, and provide technical skills to children coming from disadvantaged backgrounds within the local London borough of Middleton. As an accomplished and passionate amateur photographer herself, the princess was visibly delighted to connect with the children over a shared love of the visual arts, kneeling down to look closely at their portfolios, discussing camera angles, lighting techniques, and the unique challenges of capturing high-speed sports action. She praised their creativity and dedication, showing a deep interest in how the program had helped build their personal confidence and self-expression, reaffirming her long-standing commitment to early childhood development, creative education, and community outreach. This inspiring encounter highlighted the deeper societal purpose that underpins her official responsibilities, showing that her visit was not just about celebrating elite athletic talent, but also about elevating the next generation of local youth. To understand the profound significance of Catherine's presence at the championships this year, one must examine her long, distinguished history with the All England Lawn Tennis and Croquet Club, an institution where she has served with immense pride as royal patron since taking over the prestigious role from Queen Elizabeth II in 2016. Since her very first appearance at the tournament as a member of the royal family back in 2011, she has become an iconic, indispensable fixture of the event, attending nearly every single year with the exception of 2013, when she was pregnant with Prince George, and 2020, when the entire global tournament was forced to cancel due to the unprecedented health crisis. Her role as patron goes far beyond simply watching the matches from the front row. It involves acting as the chief ambassador for the values of the club, supporting its extensive charitable foundation, and representing the nation during the historic trophy presentations that conclude the grueling fortnight of competition. Over the last decade and a half, the public has watched her fashion choices evolve, her knowledge of the sport deepen, and her relationships with legendary international players solidify, turning her annual appearances into a beloved chronicle of contemporary royal history and a true symbol of the British summer season. The memory of her appearances in recent years adds a poignant layer of meaning to her return today, serving as a powerful reminder of the unforgettable sporting dramas she has witnessed and the emotional moments she has shared with both the players and the global audience. Just last year, Catherine was the focal point of the spectacular men's singles final, standing on the historic centre court grass under the blazing sun to hand the iconic Wimbledon trophy to Jannik Sinner after an enthralling, intensely competitive four-set battle that kept millions of viewers on the edge of the seats. On that spectacular occasion, she was joined in the exclusive confines of the royal box by her husband Prince William, her eldest son Prince George, and her daughter Princess Charlotte, creating a beautiful family moment while young Prince Louis remained at home. For that memorable final, the princess proudly wore her official Wimbledon bow, a distinctive brooch featuring the tournament's iconic purple and dark green colours, which signifies her elite membership and patronage of the club. A traditional token that connects her directly to the centuries-old heritage of the pioneering sports institution. The emotional depth of her patronage was also on full display during the unforgettable 2025 women's final, where Catherine demonstrated her profound empathy and sportsmanship by offering deeply comforting, gentle words of consolation to the emotional runner-up Amanda Anisimova, who had just suffered a devastating and difficult loss to the brilliant Polish champion Iga Swiatek. This capacity for genuine human connection was perhaps most appreciated by the public during the 2024 championships, a challenging period when the princess was bravely recovering from serious health struggles and undergoing cancer treatment, meaning she had to scale back her public duties significantly. Although she was unable to attend the women's showpiece that year, she made a triumphant, deeply emotional appearance for the men's final to witness Carlos Alcaraz's spectacular victory over Novak Djokovic, receiving a thunderous, prolonged standing ovation from the emotional crowd that served as a powerful testament to the deep affection and respect the public holds for her. Her return to the courts this year, radiating health, vitality, and an undeniable joy for life, marks a magnificent full-circle moment for both the princess and the tournament, proving that no matter the personal challenges she faces, her dedication to this historic celebration of human achievement remains absolutely unbreakable as the sun began to set over the pristine lawns of southwestern London, casting long, elegant shadows across the historic grounds of the All England Club. The true impact of the princess's unannounced visit became beautifully clear to everyone present. By choosing to walk among the public queue in the morning grass, help out in the ticket office, sit among regular fans on the exposed bleachers of Court 18, and spend time encouraging the children of the local community, Catherine completely reimagined what a royal appearance can look like in the modern era. Her day was a flawless synthesis of supreme physical endurance, demonstrated by her record-breaking triumph on the steep trails of the Three Peaks Challenge just days earlier, and an elegant public grace that brought immense joy to thousands of unsuspecting tennis fans. This historic day at Wimbledon will be remembered not for the rigid protocols or the grand luxury of the elite enclosures, but for the genuine smiles, the spontaneous selfies, and the shared passion for a sport that unites people across all boundaries. Through her enduring patronage and her authentic connection with the community, the Princess of Wales has once again anchored herself at the very heart of this great national institution, ensuring that the rich tapestry of Wimbledon continues to be written with warmth, dignity, and a profound respect for the people who make it truly great.